In this video, we'll be going over the 5 hottest NVIDIA news stories of the week. From astronomical valuations to AI breakthroughs, controversial data practices, cutting-edge video tech, and visionary discussions, we've got a packed lineup. First up, we've got a prediction that's sending shockwaves through the investment world. James Anderson, an early investor in Amazon and Tesla, believes NVIDIA could reach a market cap of $50 trillion within a decade. Yeah, you heard that right. Trillion with a T. Anderson, a former partner at Baillie Gifford, told the Financial Times that NVIDIA's persistent exponential progress, the competitive advantages in hardware and software, and the culture and leadership are exactly what we look for. He estimates a 10 to 15% chance of NVIDIA hitting that $49 trillion mark in 10 years, based on continued growth in data center demand. To put that in perspective, that's more than the entire value of every company in the S&P 500 right now, which is roughly $45.84 trillion. I don't know about you, but those kinds of numbers make my head spin. Not everyone's buying into this hyper-bullish outlook, though. Aswath Damodaran, a professor of finance at NYU's Stern School of Business, argues that NVIDIA is riding a wave of early AI optimism. He pointed out that Tesla experienced a similar rally in 2020, peaking at a $1.2 trillion market cap in 2021, only to see its shares plummet about 30% this year. I've got to say, I'm with Damodaran on this one. While NVIDIA's growth has been nothing short of phenomenal, a $50 trillion valuation seems like a stretch. But hey, in the world of tech and AI, never say never, right? Moving on to our second story, we've got a startup called Exa that's just raised $17 million to build what they're calling a Google for AIs. Now, this isn't just another AI chatbot trying to replace your favorite search engine. Exa's building a tool that allows AI models to perform web searches in an AI-native way. Here's how it works. Instead of training their model to predict the next word like most language models do, Exa's system is trained to predict the next link. CEO Will Brick explains, "Transformers normally predict the next word. We train our search engine to predict the next link." It's a novel approach that could revolutionize how AI systems gather and process information from the web. The funding round was led by Lightspeed's Guru Chahal, with participation from NVIDIA's venture arm N Ventures and Y Combinator. Chahal's take on Exa's vision: what Google is to humans, they are building for AI. That's a pretty bold statement, but if Exa can pull it off, it will change the entire AI industry. What I find particularly interesting about Exa is how they've pivoted their business model. They initially set out to use AI to build a better search engine for humans, but after the launch of ChatGPT, they found AI companies knocking on their door, asking for an API version of their search engine to plug into their models. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. Our third story takes us into some murky ethical waters. An investigation by Proof News has uncovered that some of the biggest names in tech, including Apple, NVIDIA, and Anthropic, have been using transcripts from over 173,000 YouTube videos to train their AI models without getting permission from the content creators. The dataset, compiled by a nonprofit called Eleuther AI, includes transcripts from more than 48,000 YouTube channels, including big names like Marques Brownlee, Mr. Beast, and major news outlets like the New York Times and BBC. Brownlee himself took to social media to express his concern, noting that his data had been scraped without proper authorization. This doesn't sit well with me. As someone who's passionate about AI, I'm all for advancing the technology, but doing it at the expense of content creators, that's not cool. It raises some serious questions about data ethics and intellectual property rights in the age of AI. What's particularly interesting is that this seems to be a clear violation of YouTube's terms of service. YouTube CEO Neil Mohan has previously stated that using YouTube data to train AI models is not allowed. Yet here we are, with some of the biggest tech companies in the world doing exactly that. Shifting gears to our fourth story, we've got some exciting news for video editors. Wondershare Filmora, a popular video editing app, has just added support for NVIDIA RTX Video HDR. This puts Filmora in the same league as high-end editing software like DaVinci Resolve and PowerDirector when it comes to video quality enhancement. RTX Video HDR uses AI to analyze standard dynamic range video and transform it into HDR10 quality video. In plain English, that means clearer, more vibrant frames and a greater sense of depth in your videos. Filmora users can also take advantage of RTX Video Super Resolution, another AI-powered tool that sharpens edges, restores features, and removes artifacts in video. The ability to dramatically enhance video quality with just a few clicks? Sign me up. Of course, you'll need an NVIDIA RTX GPU and an HDR10 compatible monitor to take full advantage of these features. But if you're serious about video production, it might be worth the investment. For our final story of the week, we're looking ahead to what could be one of the most interesting discussions in the tech world this year. NVIDIA founder and CEO Jensen Huang and Meta founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg are set to hold a public fireside chat at the 50th edition of the SIGGRAPH graphics conference in Denver on July 29th. These two tech titans will be discussing the future of AI and simulation and the role of research in shaping that future. Given their companies' positions at the forefront of AI and virtual world development, it's bound to be a fascinating conversation. Before the chat with Zuckerberg, Huang will also be appearing in a fireside chat with Wired senior writer Lauren Good to discuss AI and graphics for the new computing revolution. If you're interested in where the tech world is headed, these are conversations you won't want to miss. The SIGGRAPH conference itself is a big deal in the world of graphics and technology. It's been at the forefront of innovation since its inception in 1974, introducing groundbreaking demos and research that have shaped modern visual culture. This year's conference will feature nearly 100 exhibitors showcasing how graphics are stepping into the future. I'm really looking forward to hearing what Huang and Zuckerberg have to say. These guys are at the cutting edge of some of the most exciting tech developments of our time, and their vision could give us a glimpse into what the future might hold. And that wraps up our top 5 NVIDIA news stories for the week. From mind-boggling market cap predictions to ethical concerns in AI training, cutting-edge video editing tech, and visionary discussions about the future of graphics and AI, it's been a packed week in the world of NVIDIA. Before we sign off, I want to remind you that none of this is investment advice. Always do your own research before making any financial decisions. And hey, if you enjoyed this roundup, why not hit that subscribe button? And drop a comment letting me know which story you found most interesting. Until next time, keep your eyes on the tech world. It's moving faster than ever.